I'm incredibly disappointed to see that we've cut funding for American Legion Boys State. Boys State has proudly been serving American citizens since the 1930s. It's a great partnership between the Marine Corps and American Legions that serve each one of our communities and the veterans in our communities. There's local nominations for each one of the boys that will go into Boys State. High school juniors are eligible for the program. And in New York, every state, including New York, and hopefully this summer, without the assistance of this body or this government, they're still able to do this. Every state except Hawaii has an active Boys State. In the hottest week of the summer at SUNY Morrisville, these young men learn civics and discipline. You know, we talk about educating our youth, and we had an education bill earlier. Many of you realize that in our constituencies, there's a lack of understanding about state government. I know you're all senators in this chamber, so often your constituents think that you go to Washington, D.C. and vote on federal policy. I promise you, graduates from Boys State don't believe that. They know about civics in New York State. We need more programs like this, not to cut funding from them. And I tell you that it works. You're going to recognize a couple of names that are graduates from Boys State. George Pataki, Neil Armstrong, and Bill Clinton were all graduates from Boys State. And a couple of them, Senator Gennard, a couple distinguished members from this chamber, including Senator Hoylman and Senator Gennardis. And there was a great Senator Dave Valesky that once served in this chamber. He was a graduate of Boys State. And our very own esteemed, distinguished, and well-respected Secretary of the Senate, Frank Patience, was also a graduate of Boys State. These young men depended on the people that supported programs like this to get them into the seats that they're in and into the positions that they're in, to get them interested in local government and interested in state government and educated on what exactly it is that we do here. That's the funding that you've cut when you present this bill today. It disrespects the last generation of some of those that I mentioned. It disrespects the future generation that we're lacking the investment in. And before you cast your vote, I want you to think about one thing. In the hottest week of the year at SUNY Morrisville, boys from around the state, high school juniors, have the opportunity to sit in a gymnasium, get discipline from United States Marines, and learn about civics. If they're not in that gymnasium for that week, what are they doing? I want you to think about them sitting in your community with idle hands, not working on learning about civics in the state of New York, not having exposure to disciplined Marines, not having an older generation of Legionnaires who are guiding them in the next phases of their life as they make important decisions going into their senior year. Think about that before you cast your vote. And Madam President, I'll be voting no.